as a new investor, I thought it would be interesting to share why we're going to invest. So we're going to invest 1 million or a little bit more in the project. So maybe first I'm going to speak about a few points that are very, very strong. So first, the safety profile of the molecule is very impressive. Just so you know, we spent something like 2 months studying the company, having something like 15 interviews. I met with Jan in person and I met with pretty much everybody. And I thought that the team is exceptionally good. It goes from the CEO to the CFO to Annette. And I really appreciated that. I'm going to speak first about the few things that are really interesting outside of finance. And because I'm a financier, maybe I will end up with finance. Jan is a repeat entrepreneur, and his first startup was extremely successful. He was not only the CEO of the startup, he was a founder as well. And listing it on Euronext and on the Nasdaq is not a small feat. And he had a very successful phase 2 just before leaving the company, which means a lot to us. The disease that he's trying to tackle is extremely, extremely bad. It's one of the worst diseases you can, even you wouldn't think of for your enemy. We have difficulties understanding how it acts, and it has incredible consequences. And in general, within 3 years, you're dead. So anything that would help, even if it was just to prolong or to last 1 or 2 more years, would be interesting for anybody. And that's why we are believing that something is going to happen because the preclinical and the phase 1 were extremely, extremely strong. Then there's another point that is very rare. In general, when we medtech or biotech are recruiting, they are always late. And with Jan, it's not the case. We know that we're going to have the 80 patients by November. Just because there's a line waiting for that molecule. A lot of people are waiting for it. And so it's more a question of means that the hospitals would have or would not have than a question of how quick can we go, because there's a lot of people that want to be treated by the molecule. And then there's a very strong M&A activity on anything brain related, but especially with the ALS, as Jan just showed. And then maybe there are 3 points I will insist on that is more financial points, and there are reasons that I think can hedge the investment, or that can make it more protective than it looks. The first one is it's extremely short time. I mean, 12 to 18 months. It's quite rare. In general, when we invest for 5 to 8 years, and it's going to take a lot of time. In that case, we're in the middle of phase 2. So it's extremely, extremely rare to have the opportunity to invest at that time, knowing that within 3 months, the recruitment will be done. So by November, as Jan said, by February, the last visit of the last patient will occur. And then we need more or less 3 months to write the reports about success or not of the company, of the molecule. And so by May, everybody will have the final report. And I'm sure that a lot of strategics will be in the data room much earlier, maybe at the very beginning of 2026. Second part is a very attractive valuation. I would think that if the market conditions were not so terrible, a company like Axoltis could be worth, at the moment, 50 to 60 million. So this is literally a bargain. And as we invest and as we are new investors, we think it's a bargain, and it's extremely, extremely rare to find phase 2 companies at that price point. And the last one, maybe you remember the slide, the landscape slide of Jan, which shows all the different diseases that it can treat. And because the molecule has a very large spectrum, there are several ways of success. And I'm just going to mention 2 of them. The most obvious one is obviously in case we have any efficacy in the ALS. Then I think that the company will be worth 500 million or even much more. But let's say that ALS is not so great and the results are just very average. And let's say that we still can show that there is a strong BBB impermeability because of our biomarkers, for example. In that case, I can see a very strong interest from strategics